Blaze Comics, and it's Omnibus Reviews Part 2 with Captain America Volume 2. And here it is right here. Captain America by Nick Spencer Volume 2. And you guys see the back. This is basically Secret Empire. This is Sam Wilson, again, Captain America, Steve Rogers, Captain America, and Secret Empire, all in this omnibus. Here's the spine on this one. Good look at the spine, the back, and then this awesome cover. I like this cover way more than Volume 1. But if we take this cover off here, should be able to slide off. Oop! I just dropped the crap out of that cover. Hopefully it's not damaged, but we'll leave that in here. The hardcover is way cooler as well. It's freaking all the villains that were on Pleasant Hill, all on the cover, front to back. It's awesome, guys. Isn't that freaking sweet? Baron Zemo, of course, on the front. Let me grab that cover. Looks like it may have taken a little bit of damage, but that is okay. But yeah, let's get into this book real fast. Let me tell you about the writers and everything. All right, so for the writers, we got obviously Nick Spencer. We have artists Daniel Acuna, Angel Uzueta, Paul Renaud, Sean Izaakse, Joe Bennett, Javier Pina, Andres Guinaldo. The list goes on and on. Rothstein, Ted Brandt, all artists, guys. This is mostly Nick Spencer writing, of course. So that is awesome, guys. But this omnibus contains Captain America, Sam Wilson, 18 through 24. Captain America, Steve Rogers, 12 through 17. And then Secret Empire, the event, that is when Steve Rogers is a Hydra agent and he basically takes over the world, or at least the United States, because they unite him as head of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then the government submits to Hydra. Basically, it's awesome, guys. 0 through 10. And then we have this issue, Captain America 25. That's like a Sam Wilson, Steve Rogers combination issue, end issue after Secret Empire. And then we have Generations, Captain America, Sam Wilson, Generations, Captain America, Steve Rogers. That's another one-shot issue, all in this omnibus. It's roughly the same size as the first one. I believe it's about 900 pages. But like you could see some of these variant covers in here, guys. Like just, I don't want to damage anymore, but like just look at some of these. These are awesome covers, guys. Awesome variant covers in the back of the book. But yeah, so in the next clip, I'm going to go through this book just like I did in Volume 1. But this is Captain America Volume 2 by Nick Spencer. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of these. I did finish reading Sentry, so that will obviously be Part 3 of the Omnibus playlist, linked down below. All right, guys, if you remember from Part 1, I took you guys through the actual omnibus here. So that's what I'm going to do in Part 2, Captain America by Nick Spencer, Volume 2. We got Daniel Acuna, Joe Bennett, Rod Reis, and Andre Sorrentino, just some of the various artists in this book. You have the spine. This part of the spine is awesome compared to Volume 1. I really like that Captain Hydra there. And then we got the back here. It says, as Sam Wilson grapples with what it means to be Captain America, Steve Rogers has seemingly been transformed from the Sentinel of Liberty into an enemy of humankind. If you guys want to pause it, you can read it for yourself what the rest says. The back right here is just collecting everything in this book. Yeah, this was an awesome read, guys. So hopefully I don't throw the dust cover like yesterday. But, well, in clip 1 of this video, I should say. But here's a better look at the hardcover under the dust cover, and then here's the back. All the villains that were in Pleasant Hill. This was an awesome cover. I really like this better than Volume 1 in my opinion. So let's get into the book. I believe we got my bookmark in here, just an index card, Captain America. Then we get right into it. We start with everything here. Nick Spencer with Donny Cates, Sam Wilson 24, and Steve Rogers 18 and 19. And then we have all the artists, all the colorists, all the wordists, pencilists, everything right here on this page. And we get right into it. We get a previously, gives us the intel from Volume 1. This was an awesome read, Volume 1. Go check out video Part 1 if you haven't. Captain America Volume 1 by Nick Spencer. I'll leave it linked below, well, as the playlist. But it's almost at 45 views, I believe. Go check it out, yeah, for sure. but we pick up right at Sam Wilson 18. I mean, this was awesome, guys. You know, Daniel Acuna is on the art for Sam Wilson, and it's just awesome every time. So we're going to just keep going. This picks up with Smasher, I believe. I think that's his name. He's not really Sam Wilson's friend, but he gets in some trouble, and Sam Wilson believes with what he's doing. So he tries to help him as much as he can, but in the end, he ends up not being able to help him. Rage. It's not Smasher. Rage is his name. Can't believe I forgot that. Yeah. You get this awesome full page here with Rage getting brought into the courtroom, and it still wasn't enough. That's what it says right here. I mean, this is an awesome book, guys. I'm just going to skip through this. They go through this. Rage ends up getting in a lot of trouble. You got Misty Knight. Misty Knight has been in every omnibus I've read so far from Marvel, and I love it. She's one of my favorite Marvel women characters. You have the AmeriCorps, Free Rage. There's all these riots that go on. I mean, this is just an awesome page right here. You see the AmeriCorps getting ready to arrest. And in this volume, the AmeriCorps is really... they take it up a notch for sure. They're more violent. They arrest people for nothing. No more AmeriCorps even right here. I mean, this is awesome stuff, guys. Look, and this is what happened to Rage. It's very unfortunate. He was such a good character. Sam Wilson's, acquaintance. He was trying to help him, and it wasn't enough. For God's sake, he says here, Rage ends up dead. It's very terrible what happens to Rage, and Sam Wilson feels that he gets rageful himself. Then I believe we jump into Captain America here soon, but we get Misty Knight, all these stories with Rage, how he's on the breathalyzer or the breather, and then we get into Joaquin Torres. And this is ultimately where Sam Wilson steps down as Captain America, at least for a little bit, right here. This is my goodbye. He leaves the shield behind. It's almost like that Spider-Man where he throws the suit in the trash. But that's the end of this for Captain America. Then we get right into Steve Rogers, and Taskmaster knows his secret. So Taskmaster in these couple issues here, he knows that Captain America is not what it seems. He knows that he is actually a Hydra agent that plans to take over the world. Well, take over S.H.I.E.L.D. at least. We get more Hydra flashbacks, of course. That's this whole book. I mean, this whole book, it gets into... Secret Empire fairly fast, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Elisa Sinclair, this is the whole root of Captain Hydra. She recruits Captain America's mom to Hydra very early in this alternate universe, Grant Rogers universe. Let's get into Steve Rogers 13, this awesome cover here with the Invaders, Bucky Barnes, Namor, and I believe that's Jim Hammond, Human Torch. More flashbacks of Hydra, Baron Zemo. I mean, it really kicks off here. Red Skull. And then we find out that Bucky Barnes knows where Kobik is, and they need to find Kobik to change the world to a Hydra world. There's a new union of Hydra formed with these guys right here. I believe we get them all back to back. Yep. We got right here. Yep, and this is the union. Baron Zemo, Captain or Lady Hydra. Yeah, and all these guys right here. It's a crazy group of people. They end up all not ending in this book. More Captain Hydra flashbacks with Elisa. I Want Answers, Elisa. These are very interesting flashbacks, guys. I mean, everything about this book is just good. You should read it yourself because you yourself, Captain America is not who he seems to be, but everyone else still thinks he's the normal Steve Rogers, and that plays a big part in this book. There's only a few people like the Taskmaster, like the Red Skull, who ultimately know he is not Captain America. Or that he does not serve America, that he serves Hydra. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this was a big turning point in the book here because Red Skull needed to go according to Captain America. He was not the true vision of Hydra, so they got rid of him. Yeah, this was a big moment in the story for me because I thought they would eventually team up like they did with Baron Zemo, but that was not the case. They did not see eye to eye, and Captain America had to get rid of the Red Skull. Awesome art here. I mean, you can see this, guys. This is awesome stuff. So then we get into, he goes to more flashbacks, and then we get some awesome covers for Steve Rogers. I mean, the majority of this is Steve Rogers, but let's just skim through this here. More flashbacks. His connection with Madam or Lady Hydra. They're all hailing Hydra. They're all making their plan to take over the world. And this is where we get into Secret Empire. I mean, this is the majority of the book. It kicked off way earlier than I thought. And it's a total different take. Total different tone. The art is completely different, at least in this issue 0. I mean, look at this Captain America compared to, like, let's see if we can get to him somewhere. To this Captain America. This guy compared to this guy is totally different, but this is the Secret Empire. It's awesome, awesome art. You guys can go back to the first page if you want to check who the artist is on Secret Empire, because it has slipped my mind, but it's awesome, guys. I love this story. A lot of people say it is an ignorable story, but I don't think so. I think some things could probably have been better, but not really much. I really liked it. I just don't like for instance, Captain Marvel, but she plays a big part because Civil War II is going on during some of this book. But we also have all the tie-ins for Captain America's Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers during this event. But this is what happens. Steve Rogers, aka Captain Hydra, locks all the space heroes out of Earth because of Captain Marvel's bright idea to lock off the Earth using this force field. Hyperion's out there, Captain Marvel's out there, Monica Rambeau's out there, Blue Marvel's out there. Everyone powerful from space is out there, and it's for the better of Earth, right? So that's Captain America's logic. I really like this book. This part was awesome. Freaking Captain America lifts Mjolnir because he is worthy. We later find out in this book how he was able to do that. It's not quite what it seems, but for right now, he is worthy, even as Captain Hydra, and this was shocking for me, but this was awesome. I mean, just this panel here, this full page is awesome, guys. You gotta read this for yourself if you haven't. But then we officially get into Secret Empire 1. This was technically issue 0, but yeah. So all the heroes are locked in space. Captain Marvel is mad. Hulk is mad. This is where he officially lets everyone know he is serving Hydra. And that is a big turning point in the book. Because everyone was like, Captain America, how could Captain America turn to Hydra? Sharon Carter, his wife, how can he turn to Hydra? Steve Rogers, or this is the first time we see AI Iron Man. He has given up. He does not care about saving Steve Rogers. He can eventually be convinced, but in the beginning, he is not. And that was a very interesting take because, of course, he just died during Civil War II. Secret Empire 2. We get some awesome, awesome covers with Secret Empire. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much for Secret Empire, but this is just a really good part of the book. And then, yeah, like I said, we get the Steve Rogers tie-ins, this awesome cover where he's officially Captain Hydra. No more Captain America on the covers, no more Captain America in the book, but it's kind of funny. The whole book, he never gets a new suit, a Captain Hydra suit. He's always in his Captain America suit, no matter what. This whole takeover, he's still in that Captain America suit. It's actually quite funny because all of the covers have him in this military suit. I mean, when he goes to military meetings, he does put the suit on, but that is not the point, right? The Guardians get involved, even though they're out in space. Captain America, I mean, look at this. You guys cannot say this paneling is not awesome. You gotta read this for yourself, guys. That's all I can say. This new world, Hydra is all the kids are raised to be Hydra. I mean, this is a different world, guys. I mean, it's very, very intense, and the heroes try to save it, but they lose hope until this moment when we see Steve Rogers in this, let's see if they name it here. No, it's like this realm, this other realm that he was brought to when Kobik swapped him out with the evil Steve Rogers in Volume 1, right? So we pick up here, there's this girl who we assume is Kobik, but maybe it's not, maybe it's just some other girl, and he tries to save her, but she's dying ultimately. She ultimately does die, but he still cannot figure out why he's in this realm. Ooh, but before we get to that part was awesome too. I know you guys, actually, no. This video is getting a little long anyway. It'll probably be longer than part 1 anyway, but let's just skip to this. Freaking Hydra Punisher works for Captain America. This part is awesome. He's badass. He eventually hunts down Natasha Romanoff, and yeah, it's a crazy fight. But let's get into this. I believe we're back in Sam Wilson here fighting the AmeriCorps. Yep, Sam Wilson, 23. Everything has hit the fan. He knows Captain America is Hydra now, and he does not like that. He is even further down the hole than Tony Stark. He doesn't want to save Captain America at all. He's done being Captain America. He's about saving the people that can be saved, the children, the families that can be brought out of America and be saved during this takeover, this Hydra takeover. And that's what he's focused on, but he eventually has to help the heroes, and it is a major fail. So he is brought back on the team, essentially. He's eventually convinced to come back as Captain America, eventually by Misty Knight, but not at first. And then Ultron enters. There's this crazy issue of Secret Empire. It's this one right here, Secret Empire 4 and 5, I believe, where they go have dinner with Ultron. It's awesome. Both sides, Captain America, Hydra, and the Avengers. It's awesome, guys. Let's see if that is this issue or what. It looks like it is, I believe. Yep, because they're fighting here. You get this awesome panel. Tony, AI Tony, Captain America. Awesome stuff. Awesome fight scenes here between the two. You know, Iron Man's my favorite, so. And then you get Ultron. This was very funny. Kiss the Overlord. How do you feel about that, huh? Unworthy Thor, you know, he can't lift the hammer since Captain America has. We find out later why, like I had mentioned early when he picked it up. But this is Hank Pym and Ultron. And they're having dinner. They're discussing everything. How Ultron does not even have to try to take over the world because the heroes will always pit themselves against each other. So that was a very interesting take. He just wants to have dinner with them, not talk about the world. But the heroes and the Captain Hydra always make it about the world. Namor gets involved. Everyone gets involved, guys. Look at this. Awesome shot with Iron Man. He's even in the older armor. This is awesome stuff, guys. Steve Rogers tries to take over Atlantis, and he eventually does because Namor does submit. It's crazy, crazy stuff, guys. This book is awesome. We officially get him in some non-Captain America gear here. Look, he's in his Hydra military uniform during this formal meeting of Hydra. We get, you know, let's see what we got going on here. Let's skip some of this. Here we go. The invasion of Atlantis. Secret Empire 5, more awesome art, more Natasha Romanoff. Let's see what's going on here. I mean, this is awesome. This is the Hydra takeover. These are their dreadnought ships. They're Hydronauts, if that's what they call them. I'm not quite sure what they call them. They just start bashing everything. And even in this dreamscape world, Red Skull is there. Where the real Steve Rogers is and where some other beings that end up helping him are. I don't know if they've come in yet. Yes, it's right here. It seems like it's Bucky Barnes and Sam Wilson, but we don't know if that's true because this is also like a dreamscape world, alternate dimension type thing. But the Red Skull is there to help, but he's not there to help. They take him out rather quickly. More Secret Empire. I mean, I believe this was 10 issues. Look, we get Daredevil and Kingpin. I was surprised when I saw these guys. I didn't know how they were going to tie in, but they did. It was awesome. Kingpin was awesome. Kingpin plays a big part in the shadow realm when New York is all shadows because he makes the people feel safe, and he hopes they'll remember that. That's his logic there. They bring the Hulk back. Captain Hydra tries to bring the Hulk back for his sake, but it does not go that way. But ultimately, the Hulk is brought back. The heroes have to try to tame him, but it is the Hulk. I mean, how do you deal with the Hulk? If someone can tell me that, I'd love an explanation. This was where they take the Red Skull in that dreamscape world, and Captain America starts to put stuff together, right? This is where, I mean, this was also one of my favorite parts here. This was when the Punisher, the Hydra Punisher, goes against Natasha Romanoff. You can see their fight scene here in these subsequent panels. And then you see the main characters facing each other. This was awesome design here. And then you see the Black Widow in the background here. Her sting, perhaps, or her bite. But it is not good for Natasha Romanoff. At the end of the day, Captain America basically kills her. Hydra, Captain America, and that shakes everyone. Everyone is shook here. Like, You see it in Riri Williams. You see it in Miles Morales. Even though they have masks on, they don't understand. And then we go back to that Civil War II, prediction from Ulysses the Mutant about Miles killing Captain America, and they finally realized what it was meant to be. But Miles Morales still cannot do it at the end of the day. But maybe Sharon Carter can? I don't think so. This story eventually ends with, this dreamscape. Captain America eventually escapes this dreamscape. And Sam Wilson eventually comes back as Captain America in issue 24. But we are nearing the end here of the Sam Wilson story. Misty Knight eventually talked him into coming back as Captain America because, that's who he is. Sam Wilson is Captain America, guys. And this story shows that from the beginning in Volume 1 to now. Look at this. This is awesome art right here. This was one of my favorite pages in the book as well. I might even enjoy it, he says, when he comes back as Captain America. And then we jump right back into Steve Rogers with this awesome cover with Sharon Carter, right? Again, with the Captain America, always in uniform, even when he's Hydra. But he's looking at that Hydra uniform. He doesn't know what's going on. Unworthy Thor here. We get a scene between Captain Hydra and Unworthy Thor. It's pretty awesome. These guys are amazing characters at the end of the day. And then we get into the end issue, Sam Wilson 25. Tony Stark's here. Happy birthday. Captain Hydra's ready for war. And we are straight into it, right? Everyone's going there. Black Panther's going to war. Baron Zemo takes out the Black Panther. And then we get Sam Wilson back again. Emma Frost was even included in this, and I love Emma Frost. She's up there with Misty Knight as my favorite. Emma Frost is one of my favorite mutants, let me just say that. So they got to get the fragments of Kobik. They can't get all of them, but they can get the majority of them. And if they do, they can reverse all the damage done. But Captain America, Hydra, is going through the same motions trying to get the fragments to make the world go back to what it was supposed to be. Hydra won the war, not America. But that's not how we know it. And then we get here, Captain America back in this dreamscape. But we only get this one page. It was little by little we see him escaping to come back, but it happens when they get the majority of the fragments, right? Eventually, Kesar gains her power, or she wakes up, and we saw her get her new powers, the new Kesar in Volume 1 in Standoff, Avengers Standoff. If you didn't see Part 1, go check it out, of course. But they eventually break the shield, protecting Captain Hydra from the space heroes like Captain Marvel, and that was a good moment because that's when it all starts to fall apart. They get more fragments one by one. Even though Captain America has the majority here, they do get them. Namor gave him a fake, if I remember correctly. And then Steve Rogers finds Kobik, and Kobik helps him save the day. And that's really, really when things start to change. Issue 9 here, Steve Rogers is about to come back. Not quite. There's a little more villainry going to go on, but that doesn't really matter, right? Because Steve Rogers comes back. Awesome, awesome art in this book, guys. I cannot say that enough. All the characters are involved. Wanda Maximoff, Vision's kids, Wanda's kids. Baron Zemo is a major player, as we have discussed. But let's see here. Yep, this is when he returns. He sees what has happened, and he realizes he needs to go back. And he talks Kobik into sending him back. And once he's brought back, is after this. It's after this, but this is his Hydra uniform. I may have lied to you earlier when he doesn't get a new uniform, but this is Grant Rogers, a.k.a. Captain Hydra, a.k.a. Evil Captain America's Hydra suit. It is awesome, guys. It's an Iron Man suit. Look at this. Stand down Iron Man suit as Captain Hydra. It's awesome stuff, guys. This final battle is amazing. Avengers assemble. Of course, it's Hawkeye because there's no Captain America right now. Well, there's Sam Wilson, but he's not here in this scene. We get these awesome shots, dude, of this Captain Hydra Iron Man suit. It is awesome. He thinks he's won the day once Sam Wilson's there to bring back Kobik, or bring the cube fragment to Steve Rogers. But that's not the case, right? This is where he returns. You see the light right here, and they return. Just like this, you see the world changing back to the way it should have been. Not Hydra, normal Captain America, normal heroes, and we get this awesome reveal. Captain America versus Captain Hydra. This is awesome, guys. I cannot wait for you guys to see this. Awesome paneling. You guys have probably seen this. Spoiler warning, of course. This is where we see whoever holds this hammer, if the strongest shall possess the power of Hydra. That's why Captain America picked up the hammer and not Thor. That's why Thor was deemed unworthy. But now that the world is brought back to normal, Captain America, the real one, is worthy. And it is awesome, guys. They saved the day. We get this Avengers double page splash right here. Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It's awesome, guys. Awesome conclusion. And then we get into, like, you know, I believe it's like Omega or something. You get this big difference. They're talking. Steve Rogers and Grant Rogers, Secret Empire Omega, are talking about what he has done. He's in a prison. They meet up in that prison cell, and they talk. I'll leave that for you guys. You can read that. You don't need to see any. It's a giant conversation between the two. You get awesome art, though, even though it's just in a prison cell. And then you get the end Captain America issue. It's like a retelling, not a retelling, but a remember the Captain Americas, generations of Captain America is what they call it. And this was the heroes celebrating their win. The end. Captain America is back, the normal Captain America. Then there's this one-shot anime, and then we get into all the awesome variant covers. Guys, let's just flip through these real fast for you. You can pause whenever you want to look at these variant covers, but they are awesome. Everyone has seen this one, of course. No More Hydra, Rogue Hydra, Captain America. Awesome cover right here. These are the best covers. These are the best variant covers. Look at these. These are the variants of everyone. Hydra Spider-Man, Hydra Cap, Hydra Star-Lord, Hydra Black Panther, Hydra Captain Marvel, Hydra Hawkeye, and Black Widow. These are awesome covers, guys. Then we get into the Dan Mora covers. These are even crazier. All right, guys, and that is my overview of this book. I hope you guys liked it. In the next clip, I'm going to give my rating, and we're going to talk about my final thoughts. So I will see you in that next clip. All right, everyone, now that you have seen what is in Captain America Volume 2 by Nick Spencer, let's talk about what I thought. So in this book, it's mainly Secret Empire. I mean, we get a lot of Sam Wilson. He's not Captain America at this point. I really like that stuff because he's more about saving the people he can instead of the people that, just playing toy Clash figures, with the superhero bunch instead of saving the actual people that are affected by Hydra taking over. And then we obviously get the flip side of that. We get the Steve Rogers stuff where he is Captain Hydra, where he has taken over Hydra. He's taken over S.H.I.E.L.D. He's taken over the United States at this point. So we have two total opposite ends of the spectrum here. And then during that, we also have the Secret Empire event. We have all 10 issues, 0, 1 through 10, and then also Omega, Secret Empire Omega. I mean, this was overall a very, very, very good omnibus, guys. I really liked it better than Volume 1, mainly because of that Secret Empire stuff. I've always wanted to read the Secret Empire stuff. I read the first 2 issues when I first got my Marvel Unlimited subscription, but I stopped because I didn't want to read all of it without reading some of the Captain America stuff. Excuse me, but I did eventually read it with these omnibuses. That's why I got these. That's why I got Volume 1 for Christmas. But Volume 2 was much better. Overall, on League of Comic Geeks, I believe I gave this version, Volume 2, Captain America, a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So I basically gave it a 9 out of 10. I mean, it's that good, guys. Some people think Secret Empire is ignorable, which it could be, perhaps, but either way, it's a good read. I like some of the stuff they did. Captain America was awesome. Sam Wilson was awesome. Iron Man was awesome. Daniel Acuna was awesome. Nick Spencer was awesome. Everyone involved in this book and Volume 1 was awesome, guys. So I gave this a 4.5, 0.5, or 1 out of 10 stars better than Volume 1. I gave Volume 1 a 4. I'm giving this one a 4.5, or a 8 compared to a 9. So this one is a little bit better. I really liked it. I really liked both overall. So yes, I will probably recommend this to a lot of people. But in the meantime, I did finish my next omnibus, which will be part 3 in this playlist. Not playlist of Captain America, but I just read the new Century Omnibus, guys. So you will be seeing this in the next video, perhaps, or I might get that Geiger video in between. Not quite sure yet. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys, if you want to see a review on Century. This Omni was fire, guys. I don't want to get into too much of it, but I did not know much about Century, and now I know all about Century, guys. So like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see this. Let's get those views up from last video. We got to beat 43 views, and let's get them likes up. Let's get 5 likes, guys. Please, let's get 5 likes, and I'll see you in the next video.